going on? What's up? What's up? Thought I would hop on and see what's going on in these notary streets, share a couple stories with ya, and let's see what's up. So we'll give YouTube a few minutes to notify everybody. And as usual, I want to say hey to those who will join us on the podcast and watch the replay. Let me cut that down. That's YouTube just notifying me you're live. I know I'm live. I'm sitting right here. Just in case you forget, I guess. How's it going? How's everyone's weekend? Where are you joining in from? Where are you a notary? Are you a notary? Do you want to be a notary? How's your business? We could just chat for a little while. Like I said, I do have one story for sure, and then I want to more like a public service announcement about having your hey, welcome everybody. So let's get right into it. Those that are joining can go back and rewind it or whatever. I'm sitting outside till I get ready for my next appointment. Hey, the neighborhood notary. Love that name. DMV. What's up? What's up? Okay. I love that name, the neighborhood notary. Love it. Love it. Um, and really quick, this is off topic, which we don't really have a topic. I'm just chit chatting today. But DMV says, neighborhood notary says, used to follow you when I started my business. Oh, cool. Well, I'm glad you're here. I hope I was able to help you to get that business going. Hopefully you're still doing your business. Um, oh, you are so welcome. Yeah, that's a nice name. And your name is so important. A lot of times, and the only reason I'm going off topic a little bit, and again, I talk about everything, so whatever, right? But I'm talking about the name really quick though, is because your name is so important. I am outside, so here's the FedEx truck. There's the FedEx truck. Yeah, your name is so important though, because when people are searching for a notary and you have something too overly complicated, I always use the example of sexy, sassy, classy notary. It's nothing wrong with that. It sounds really cute. I even like the name, but that's not what they're going to associate you with. Even with our pictures on our website, we want to be cautious. We may love something, but is it going to promote our business, right? Is it going to help people be able to identify us, to recognize us? And he really needs to hurry up. Can y'all hear the FedEx truck? Because his music is so loud. I hope y'all can't hear it. You probably can, but we got to keep moving. He'll leave in a minute. Um, Neighborhood Notary says, your information was so invaluable. I had a baby and took a break. Oh, okay. I got you. I got you. Yeah, it has to be professional. It has to be. And I'm big on being professional. A lot of times, it's some things I may do here on the channel or like my new shorts and stuff is not louder than you. Okay, great. Thank you. Some things I may do here on the channel, like my new shorts I've been doing with the music and everything, I can do that because I do social media, right? My client is not my client is you all, and sometimes younger notaries and whatever age, it doesn't really matter. They want to see a more personal side of me as an instructor, as a teacher, as an educator, and that's all good. I think I'm pretty open here, but sometimes people just want to see you have fun. And I'm all about fun. I am, but I'm also about business, keeping it professional, okay? So that's why some of the things you see now with the music and me dancing and all that, that's geared toward that. But on my personal notary business page, I don't do all of that. It's strictly business. It's strictly business. They may see me, hey, happy Sunday from None Better Notary, but I don't dance on that channel or my Google page and all of that. That's not the platform for that, okay? Right. So the neighborhood notary understands what I'm saying. So let me tell you a quick story about my client. And it's a few lessons in here. Okay, so first of all, my client called a few days ago. They had a seller's package. I priced it pretty nice, I think. They needed a witness and everything. They were going to travel to me. And didn't hear back from him. So I said, okay, maybe he doesn't need my services anymore. Or maybe the price was too high. Typically, it's the price is too high. If I had told him $2, he would have been here like yesterday. It wasn't going to be $2, okay? So anyway, the kids must have got out of school early today. I see them, the middle schoolers or something. Yeah, I always say hi to them. Say hi to everybody, y'all. They might be your new customer in the future. Hi, young man. How are you? Good, thank you. Now, did he really want to speak? Probably not, but I'm gonna make him. My dad always said, "Don't cost you nothing to speak," and they need to learn how to speak too. They need to learn, be respectable to your peers, to your community, your older ones, your neighbors. So anyway, I digress. So anyway, I priced it out, whatever, and he didn't call me back. So I was like, okay, whatever. It was Saturday. I didn't feel like working anyway. Be honest with you, I just didn't that day. I had already had enough clients. Sometimes you just like, I don't want to talk to no more people. And that's how my Saturday was. It was crazy, which was good, which was good. Sometimes my weekends are like that because a lot of notaries aren't open on the weekend. I hope y'all dropping all the gems I'm putting out, okay? A lot of people aren't open, so my full-time people always say, well, how can I make money when I can't get no sign-ins? You can get sign-ins, but it's going to be off hours when everybody else isn't working. So I work 7 days a week. My friends often joke and laugh at me when I say that, but I really do. I'm open 7 days a week. I did at one time close on the weekends, like maybe 2 years ago. We didn't do any weekend jobs, and I was looking at my dollars and my cents, and I was like, "Whoa, wait a minute now," because you think, oh, it's just one or two here, one or two here, but one or two times 8 days, the weekends is that's a lot of money. So we started back opening up on the weekends. So we did that for about mm, maybe 6 months. We closed on the weekends, maybe six. We were only open Monday through Friday. I think the FedEx truck is coming back. Yeah. I hope he's not stopping here. Hold on. Yeah, he's stopping at my neighbors. So anyway, yeah, so I had to start back opening up. So sometimes you have to reassess your business. If you're not making the profits that you want and you're not making the money that you want, then you have to make some adjustments. And that may mean opening on the weekends, working longer evenings. Because now I work till 8. At one time, I was closing at 5. And Alexis, our other trainer, who's also my niece, she was like, hey, Auntie, you leaving money on the table. She said the nurses get off work at 7, and my phone be blowing up from 7 to 10 at night. And I was like, really? She said, yeah. So I'm not in the area like she is where there's a hospital or whatever, but I started opening up till 8 o'clock at night. So yeah, we do get a lot of calls between that 5 o'clock and 8 o'clock hour because people are working. So again, that's another gem. If you, like I said, if your business is not making what it wants, if you want to increase it, just try that 1 month and let me know what happens. 1 month, increase your hours. Change if you're only open till 5, go from 5 to 8 every day and see it don't make a difference. If you're not open on the weekends, all right, he just passed. Because I'm just chilling out here. You got to get some air when you can. I'm getting some fresh air while I wait to get ready for my next appointment, which is at 2. Anyway, so yeah, so try that. That's a challenge to you. If you're not making the money that you want, or if you want to increase your dollar, your bottom line by another 500, just open up on the weekends for the 1 month and see what happens. Open up only on Saturdays and see what happens. I challenge any of you to do that if you're not making what you want to make. And you will see a difference. So imagine if you open on the weekends and the holidays and the evenings. Come on now, bring it. All right, so just ask Shar. Hey, just ask Shar. I got questions. Good morning. Good morning. What's up? What's up? Yeah, so back to my client really quick. I know we talking all over the place. But my client, he must have got up and called the bank this morning or went to the bank. So whatever, he went to the bank, called the bank, whatever, and he was banking on them doing it for him. So then he calls me. He says, "Yeah, I couldn't get my bank to do it." He said, "What's your next appointment?" So I told him, I said, "So you'll be here within 30 minutes, right?" So he didn't want to commit again. He's still keeping me on the back burner. Like he playing cards. I'm his ace in the hole. He's still waiting to play that card. So he's like, so what's your next appointment? So I told him, I said, but I'm on mobile, so I need to know for sure what time you will be here, just so I can make sure, whatever. So he was like, okay, I'll let you know in the next few minutes. So he must have went somewhere and they did it for him. So the next message I got from him was, I'll check you out next time. So he found somebody to do it for him. And that's fine. I mean, if I'm him as a client, cool. If I can get it done for free, if I have to run all over town and 3 days later, if he had the time to spare, go ahead and do it. But I wasn't going to do it for free. I wasn't going to do it for anywhere near probably what he was expecting. Hey, I see new people joining us. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, so it's gems within that story. Everybody's not your client, and I realize that. Now, I'll be honest, fully being transparent. When I first started doing this business, and someone wouldn't book with me because of that, I'm like, oh, they won't take my service. My feelings all hurt, and the whole nine. My feelings all hurt and stuff. I'm like, oh man, they won't take me, they don't like me, I'm taking it personal. And finally at a certain point I was like, you know what, it's not me, it's them. They didn't need my services for whatever reason. They was able to find somebody. And that's all good. We're gonna still be friends at the end of the day. Now, only thing, like I had recently, somebody called and made an appointment with me, and I had this question. Oh wow, I think I had this question in our mentorship. I'm doing that because I'm like, did I get to that question? But anyway, a question I commonly get is, do I ask for a deposit? And I don't. I do not, because one, I may get to your job and I can't do it for some reason. I'm not in the habit of just trying to refund money and keep playing games and all that. If I get there for some reason I can't do it, maybe the person isn't alert, something like that. I'm not going to block you for something like that, or penalize you for something like that. Now, we had the other day, ugh, I forgot about this, y'all. The other day, I sent Jeff to do a job. For those of you who maybe knew, Jeff is my husband. He's also a notary. So I sent him to do a job. Hey, people. I see we got some new people in the room. Yeah, I sent him to do this job, right? I asked the lady very frankly, I said, hey, do you need any witnesses for the document? Oh, no, I don't need any. Oh, no, if I do, my sister-in-law could be it. I said, no, we need to make sure. Do you need any witnesses? So she's like, no, I don't. So Jeffrey gets there. They needed witnesses. So she was going to get her neighbor. One. Number two, mom couldn't find her ID. Yep. So what? So we went back and forth to that house. We went back 2 times and she had to come here twice. 4 times I had to deal with that client. 4 times. So the first time when Jeffrey went and couldn't do it, she offered him a travel fee. So she did send him a small travel fee. Not what our full travel fee would have been, but something. So when she Zelled it, I called him right away. I was like, hey, this ain't the full price of the job. What's up? And he was like, I'll tell you later, but it's all good. I said, okay. So he's leaving. He's like, mom couldn't find her ID, so she just gave us something to help cover the gas to go there. Okay, fine. So then we go back down there, and now they have a will and they have a power of attorney. Power of attorney. Power of attorneys are created differently. So the moment I hear power of attorney, technically, normally, I'm always like, hey, do you need witnesses? And if so, how many? Okay. I already know that. So I asked her again. She's telling me no. So now the second time I'm going back down there with her because we realized that she needs a witness. So I said, okay, I'll go. And we get down there. She had 2 documents that needed to be notarized. Remember the first time Jeff couldn't do anything. She couldn't find her ID. Now we get down there the second time. I'm going to be the witness. And we were only able to notarize one of the documents. Why? 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 Because the power of attorney wasn't completed. It was like 8 pages. And the power of attorney, this particular type of power of attorney, is, do you want life support? Do you want to be, who's going to be your medical representative? If you can't speak for yourself, your advocate or whatever, agent, in fact. All these different questions she has to answer. Do you want them to have access to your real estate? Check or no check. Do you want them to have access to your bank accounts? Check or no check. So she has 8 pages. Mom is a little slower. We get that, older woman. But I can't sit there with them 2 hours while they explaining it to her. And that's about how long it took. Was about 2 hours later she called me. I said, well, we'll do this document here. So I charged her for that one. Then she had the other power of attorney I couldn't do. I said, we won't be able to stay while she fills that out. And she says, I know, I'll have to sit and explain it to her. You're correct. So she did that. She called me. She comes back down here. No, she didn't. After they came, brought mom, power of attorney, 2 witnesses. Okay, oh, I forgot this part. So she gets down here. We needed 2 witnesses, right? Don't forget, one of the witnesses was supposed to be her neighbor, right? I was going to be one, and her neighbor was going to be one. But now the location has changed. She's coming to me, and she needs a second witness. So Jeff can't be the notary and the witness, nor can I. So I was the notary. Jeffrey was the witness. So fortunately, my sister was home. She was able to come and be the witness. Yep, she was able to come and be the witness. So you see how nasty and crazy that signing got? You know, it was just one thing after another. Now that's not my everyday, but that one was hell. Ah, it was crazy. It was crazy. I was just like, what in the world? That signing right there. Oh, I mean, she took me through the ringer, y'all. She took me through the ringer. I was like, what is going on here? What the heck? So, and it was all day. I started talking to her from about, mm, I started talking to her about 2 o'clock. And she left here, the last time I saw that lady was at 9 o'clock at night. That's a doggone long day to deal with the same person. But I know the daughter had a lot going on trying to help her mom. So, and I've been in that situation too, you know, with my parents. I was trying to help her. I really was. I was trying to help her. So, what else is going on with you all? That was one thing I wanted to share with you. So, I hope you picked up some of the gems that were just dropped in this whole first 20 minutes because it was a lot. Take notes. Take notes. T Fighter Mary, what's up? What's up? Hello, all. Hey, how are you? Are you a notary? Everyone that's here, are you a notary already? Put a Y for yes, N for no. And if you are a notary, are you already making money? Or is your business stuck? Where are you? Let me help you while I'm here. The other thing I wanted to talk about is the notary handbook. Okay? The notary handbook. Hey, Robin. Robin says yes. Welcome. Robin, I think I've seen your name before. I don't know if you're in mentorship or not, but I've seen your name. So, yeah, let's talk about that notary handbook. So, yesterday we did a whole deep dive in mentorship. If you are not in mentorship, you need to be in mentorship. Coming to class next month. Okay. Oh, okay, Robin. Yeah, I thought so. Welcome back. Yeah. So, yeah, last night's session was what they say fire. It really was though, because we talked about the notary handbook. So in our state, I'm located in Georgia. Doesn't matter where you're located. I teach all 50 states though, right? We have in our mentorship program people from literally all over. We got people from California, Michigan, North Carolina, Nevada, New Jersey, Illinois, of course, Georgia, California, you name it, they're in mentorship. And why? Because a lot of states don't provide any training. And what they do provide is not real life experience, it's just a bunch of written rules. So, for example, we did a deep dive last night. If you're in Tennessee, you already know this. Your state handbook is only like 14 pages. That's it. It don't even come in a book. Download it. A lot of um a lot of states handbook is not like our handbook. Georgia actually is a handbook. It's 100 and I think I said 40 pages. If I'm not mistaken, but it's a real book. You pay $10 for it. It's not downloadable as of now. Hopefully in the future, but they want that $10. Okay, so it's $10. And we had a revision. We had several actually for this 2025. Now this is my second handbook I bought. The first one was like 6 years ago. Hadn't really been any revisions, so I don't buy them annually. But this year there were several, so I bought the handbook. And I encourage you to do the same thing. Check your state. If you have a handbook from 1950, you probably need one from 2025, 2026. Okay, get you a new handbook and read it So I did a deep dive. I read everything in it again, yes, over the weekend in preparation for our mentorship mentorship session we had last night. And it was very productive because a lot of people, we had to get some clarity on different stuff in their states, and you probably need some clarity on some stuff in yours also. So just a little tidbit, is nothing new, I've shared already, is that primer from the NNA. The primer from the NNA is not your state handbook. It is not. You can buy the primer. I have a primer for Georgia. I'm not against you buying one. It's like $20. I figure it's just an investment in your business. So I'm not opposed to you buying one in addition to. So if something jumps off in your state, something jumps off, your state handbook trumps what it says in the primer. The primer is really just a little cushion. If they take it and kind of like cliff notes, but you need to read your state handbook. Okay, I'm never gonna say just go with the primer. The primer is in addition to. So every state has some laws. Every state. You just haven't found it yet. We were working with a young lady and she couldn't find it. And I said, it's there. I know it's there. But sometimes I have to push back and let you find your information. That way you know how to fish. You know my illustration. All right, let's get some of these comments. Yes, let's see. Let's get Robin. She says, coming to class next month. You have. Oh, cool, Robin. Okay, I had a family emergency. I hope everything is okay and everything's better for you. We had a couple people going through some things in the group. Somebody else just returned and now they're doing actually very well. T Fighter Mary says, yes, I am part time. Want to pick up some steam. Yeah, and some of that steam may be. You tell me what some of the reasons why you need a little bit more steam. T Fighter Mary, let me know. What is it? Lack of training, confidence? What is it that, or advertising? What is it that's causing you to not do your business the way you really want to do it? Want that purple book. Oh, Robin, yeah, those journals, guys. If you have not seen the journal collection, there are 13 journals. My journal collection is so beautiful. There is pink, purple, orange, horses, cars. Those journals are compliant for all states. Even California, there's a place for a thumbprint in there. Most states don't require a thumbprint, but I just put it in there. But yeah, those journals are amazing, and they have everything you need. I have a space in the journal for the um, signing company, because a lot of times you forget what signing company hires you, and I realized that I didn't have it in none of my other stuff I had put out. And I was like, you know what? We need space in the journal for what signing company did I work with. A lot of times I'm like, okay, I had ABC this day. Tomorrow it might be 1, 2, 3, and I got to go back and trace it and track it. So now at the very top of the journal, there's a space for me to put, and for you to put the name of the company that hired you. What was the actual signing location? Because the signing location could be different than the address on the person's driver's license. So I have a space in there for that. Then on the bottom, I have a space for you to break down your travel fee, your state fee, and your number of stamps, because that's important for tax reasons. So the journal covers everything you need, like literally. If you're doing an apostille, ink fingerprinting, and proctoring, whatever you're doing, there's a space for that. Okay, you just check the box and write your extra notes. What country is it going to, coming from? All of that for the apostille. So it covers literally everything you need in the journal collection. So please check it out. It is so cute. And I kept the price very reasonable on those because I really want everybody to have my journal. I think it's the best journal out there. It even includes a place for the oath, um, a place for you to um, a sample script in the front is what I'm trying to say. The mail lady's coming. Somebody just interrupted my live, y'all. I own this block right now, right? Yeah, but there's a space in the front of the journal, actually the first page. There's a place for you to put your beginning date, your end date. There's also a place for, I've included some basic screening questions for you there that you should be asking every client. There's also in the front a sample oath. The oath does not have to be word for word, but there's a sample one in the front for you. So I've covered quite a bit of things in the notary journal. It in itself is a teaching guide. You know how I do. So anyway, check that out. And let's see. So let's see what else going on in the comments. Yeah, so get your purple journal, girl. Get your purple. We got somebody in our group. She got purple everything. Yeah, you talking about pretty. Her journal, she got the purple journal from me. Beautiful. She had a purple stamp. She had purple pens. I mean, everything. It was just so pretty how she laid it. Her business cards. The running theme of her business. Oh my God. You talking about branding. That girl, she branded the stew out of that. Okay. T Mary Fighter is laughing. Robin says, yes, I do, which I'm going to go to class. Yeah, come on. Robin says all of the above. Yeah. Yeah. So, class will help you with that. The training will help you with that. Knowledge is power, and power, when you put it into action, my goodness, the things that can happen, okay? The things that can happen, yes. So, let's get y'all working on that. All right, let's see what else we got. T Fighter Mary says, husband recently passed away and I need to increase income, but I genuinely like being a notary, public, and helping people. Oh, wow. I am so sorry, T Fighter. Mary, yeah, I cannot even imagine. We've had a lot of loss. I cannot. Our hearts go out to you in prayers. Please, day by day, day by day. You take your time with your business and everything else. Don't let nobody tell you how to grieve. Today might be a semi. There, no day will ever be the same. It won't, and I don't have to tell you this. You already know because you lost your mate, your soulmate. So we do send out our condolences to you. Robin Corbin said, I saw you wave about 6 times. Oh yeah, cause if you're talking about waving here, yeah, cause the kids were coming, then the FedEx guy, then the neighbors come through. So I'm that neighbor. I'm gonna speak. Yeah, I'm that neighbor. Like I said, sometimes people won't see me. A lot of times they get used to seeing me out here because this is what I do when I'm not working. See, there go another one. Hello. Yeah, I speak to my neighbors. I mean, it ain't like it used to be when I was growing up. Everybody outside and all of that. Here goes another one. Now this one speaks sometimes. Sometimes they don't. Yeah, she's speaking today. Yeah. I crack myself up. But usually the mom of the house speaks. It's her kids in the house that don't speak. Her daughter speaks and her two sons. Yeah. Now one of them, when he was little, he actually had to come over here one day. That's why you always be nice to everybody, guys. You don't never know who you gonna need, and it's not just because you may need them. Just do the right thing. So this little boy though, one day he was probably in kindergarten, and he was locked out the house because they come home every day about the same time, and they were not home. I said, hey, you need to come over here for a minute. So he came over here. My mom was still living, so y'all know this was some time back. But he sat out here with me and her, and then when she came home, I told her what happened. And I didn't want to take him in my house though, because I ain't didn't want her to think I'm trying to steal her child or something. And she knew she wasn't home. So, and they've been seeing us for years, but we never actually spoken a lot, period. But anyway, so I speak to everybody. I'm like, hey, hey. And they blow the horn at me. And, so that's just what I do. When my mom was alive during COVID, we would just sit here, and I had like some pavers put on the front porch. I don't have a porch, so I created my own porch, and HOA fortunately didn't say anything. That was before they wasn't really active at the time when I did it. So it was during COVID. So I had some pavers laid, and I remember the guy saying, well, if they ever say something, you could just pull it up. Well, it's been like this for years, so I don't plan on pulling it up. So I got two little chairs out here. So I like to come out here and sit and rock and just look at the neighbors and do neighborhood watch. And that's what me and my mom, that's what I was getting ready to tell y'all. She and I would sit out here during COVID. This was like our little solace. Everybody found something different to do during COVID. Some people planted gardens, some people did flowers, some people took up embroidery or whatever, knitting. But for me and her, we would just sit out here and just watch. And then certain people ain't come home, we'd be like, where is she at? Or we used to see in certain cars, it's like, oh, they're gone today. So that's what we do. So that's why you keep seeing me wave. Yeah. All right. Working on my part. Really like the purple. Oh, T Fighter likes the purple too. Yeah, when you guys get ready, they're gonna be there. So yeah, check out the notary collection. The journals are beautiful. NotaryEducatorsLLC.com is what we're referring to. For those of you who may be new, there's a whole journal collection. There's 13 now. I added the orange, the horses, and what's the other one? The horses, wait a minute, horses, the orange one, and oh, hot pink. I had a pink one anyway. It was pink and white, but somebody was like, "Nah, I want hot pink." Like, so I'm like, "Okay, cool." So you got two choices there. One is white and pink. Good morning, Miss Cheryl. Hey. Oh yeah, it's bright out here. Excuse me, y'all. It's bright. Yeah, it's bright. Be careful. It's nice though. So, yes. So, sorry. So anyway, yeah. So anyway, the new ones is three new ones. It's orange, hot pink, and the horses, and they are so cute. I love the horse collection. So check those out. Let's get back to our comments. So T Fighter says, "Thank you. It is truly surreal." Yeah, I am so sorry. And Robin also is saying she can relate. She buried her father. Oh, I'm so sorry for you too, Robin. Yeah, unfortunately, like I said, these losses that we experience, they affect us, and I pray that you all get time to be able to kind of process, because a lot of times, and this is something I learned, with all the different deaths I experienced, is that you don't get time to heal. Don't nobody really, care in a sense. When I say that, it's like your job is like, okay, that's great. You get 3 days, come back. It's like, no, I need more than 3 days. Are you kidding? Or your friends don't understand or whatever. Here's the mail lady. Hold on, she keep bringing me mail that don't belong to me. Hold on. Hey, how are you? How you doing? Oh, you okay? I was gonna say that new name. I don't know who that person is. Oh, oh. Sorry, y'all, I don't want to stop my live. Oh no, you're fine. I was gonna say that new name of that lady. I don't know that person. It's somebody supposed to. I just saw. You know how they send you a picture of the mail supposed to come today, and that lady. I don't know her. No. Yeah. I just keep seeing these strange names. I hate that. 14 years. But I know the ones that was like regular before I moved here. I know their names, so these be like random new people. So I'm like, I hope it ain't no fraud involved. You don't have to leave it for me. Yeah. Okay, thank you. All right, see you later. You too. Sorry, guys. But they send random mail with somebody else's name, and I'm like, I don't know that person. And I'm wondering, is it somebody trying to get access to your, to where you live at and stuff? And that's why I just told her. And she don't like when I write on there. I have written on there, "Don't live here" in big black letters, and then stick it back in the mailbox. And she gets so mad when I do that. She says, "Don't do that, please." I'm like, "Well, don't bring me stuff that nobody live here." And I know the people that used to live here, not physically, but or actually, literally, but their name was really. They kept getting mail here when I first moved here. So anyway, let's go back to the comments. So Robin, yes, as I was saying, I'm so sorry about your dad, and like I was saying, I hope you get a chance to, be able to truly kind of grieve. And it takes time. It just takes time, guys. Um, don't be afraid of therapy. You know, yeah, everybody said one day at a time. Yeah, don't be afraid of therapy. I've done therapy. Not afraid to talk about it. I always knew after, because I lost my sister, and honestly, I was okay. Therapy helped me. I was really kind of trying to help my hubby too. But yeah, therapy is great. And I know it became a buzzword with like superstars and stuff. I'm in therapy. I'm in therapy. I'm in therapy. But you could talk through some things that, even though we may have had the same conversation together, when you unpack it with a professional, it is what it is. I mean, like, you can Google your issues before you go to the doctor most of the times, and half the times you're right. The other half, they like, stay off of Google. But sometimes it's spot on, spot on. Like, I got a floater in my eye right now that's been driving me crazy for about a month. And when I Googled it, it said everything the doctor said when I got there. I had to pay her $100 copay. $100 copay. So what I was gonna say though about therapy, if you're losing people and they're in hospice or something, you can do it for free. Take advantage of that. You can do it for free. Like 18 months, they'll give you therapy. So in our case, it was during COVID, so we did sessions online. And I like that because you ain't got to get dressed and go nowhere. But it's free. So we did two types. We did the free from hospice, which they offered it for each person that we lost. And then we didn't do it immediately though. We waited because we still had the next tragedy waiting around the corner. So it wasn't like we could just do it immediately after the first loss. Well, we had to wait until we lost everybody, and then that's when we had the actual time and really needed it more than ever. So again, if hospice is offering it, please take advantage of it. The second way we did it was we actually paid the copay through our insurance. At the time, my husband had his insurance through work, and it was $50 per visit, but it's well worth it. Okay. Hey Shelly, what's up with you? Shelly's in mentorship. How's it going, Shelly? Robin is saying 13. Tell her to file 13. Oh, I know, girl. She act like she hesitated too. She's like looking like, well, it's this and it's that. I'm like, I ain't trying to hear all that. Put that mail in the trash or whatever. Don't leave it at my house. They don't leave here. Live here, okay? Robin says I'm a veteran, so I'm working on therapy set up here in Houston. Oh, that's cool. Yes, and people need therapy more than ever. They really do. So it's just a lot going on, between the economy, immigration. It's just a lot. It's just a lot going on. That's good to know about the therapy. Yeah. Oh, you're so welcome. It's my pleasure to share even that with you. And again, I really recommend doing the free ones from hospice because they're not trying to sell you anything. His name was Philip, our person. And Philip was with us for 18 months until he got a new position, and I hated it so bad. He was like, "You can still always call me, if you need something, because they get to know you, you get to know them, they get to know you and your family." One of our people that we had, he even helped us with our business because business was kind of stressful for Jeffrey and I. He wasn't accustomed to, of course, he had to take orders from me, y'all. Okay, but he wasn't accustomed to um, my business being the breadwinner, so to speak. He was always the breadwinner of our family. He was always the person that went to work. I always worked in support of, but when I started doing my notary business and then I started doing my training and all of that, now it's like, okay, you're leaving your job to come and actually work with me in my business, our business, because he's always helped me from day one. He helped buy the toners and the printers and all that. My money didn't cover all of that, but it's our money, so we don't roll like that. That's a topic for a whole nother day. We don't do his, yours, mine. What's his is mine, and what's mine is his. Now, that's just fact. So we don't do all that. Mm-mm. So we jointly are on everything. I know some people are like, I don't want my name on here. He messed up my credit. No, y'all need to work on that credit together. So again, that's a whole nother topic for another day. All right, let's see what else we got going on. Yeah, so much is up in the air all across the country. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. So a lot of people need therapy. They don't even know they need therapy. And again, just being able to talk with the professional. He went to school for that. She went to school for that. And when we were trying to find one during COVID, excuse me, the first time, we couldn't even find an MD, medical doctor. So and the insurance company was like, well, you don't have to have an MD. She said you can use, like, I forgot what his title was, but it was like he had went to school, kind of like a PA, how they go almost everything but what a doctor does, you know. So that's what we had for one of them. And they both were amazing. We had two men, actually, because my sister was like, you don't want no lady. You don't want no lady therapist. So, oh, hold on one second. Uh huh. Oh, I thought my neighbor was saying something. She might be, but. So, what else is going on with you guys while I am still here? We got a few more minutes together. Anything else I can help you notary related? Notary related. So, again, I pray for everyone in your different circumstances, and I don't wish it on nobody what you guys are going through. But I know you're going to be fine, just second by second. Sometimes I say day by day, but really second by second really became my new thing, second by second, because day by day honestly is not even. You need time. You need time. You need time. So fortunately, for me going through my different trials, and everybody has somebody different. I was able to be there for my sister, and we have that support system. But if you don't have any siblings, that could be tricky too. Um, yes, and this is therapeutic for me to. Hold on, let me get that comment. So T Fighter says that's the best way to work things. with your spouse together. Yeah, and it has been a true blessing. But again, therapy kind of walked us through that for me to not put what I do or how I do things in business on Jeffrey, because I'm more of a go-getter. I'm like, boom, what need to happen? Let's do it right this second. I'm not thinking twice about it. I'm like, hey, something need to happen. It's broke. Let's fix it. Jeff is more like, well, let's look into making sure dot 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 t t t cross cross cross, and everybody is different personalities, opposites attract, right? So that's kind of what where we are in life, period. Jeffrey and I, we are not complete opposites because we're more alike than we're not, but our values and just the way we think about things overall is more, we're way aligned. But of course, personality wise, I'm more woo. I wake up in the morning, hi Jeffrey, good morning, and he's like, Kim, can we put that on hold till 10 o'clock? He's like, could you give me a minute to go brush my teeth? I'm like, what's up? I said, I want to talk about it now. I'm that person. Let's talk. And he's like, yeah, chill, please. Bring it down. That's what he'll do. Kim, can we bring it down? I'm like, no, I woke up like this. And it cracks people up when they say, is she always like that? Yeah, pretty much. I have my days when I'm kind of like, blah, woe is me, da da da. You know, I have that like everybody else. But for the most part, what you see is what you get. What you see is what you get. I've been this way all my life. Just blessed, thank God, to enjoy life and enjoy people. So for me, and I'm about to get this next comment because this is where I'm at. Like Robin says, I would love to go outside, but it's in the 90s here. So it's not 90 yet here. I don't know what the temperature is. It is rising. Oh, wait, I got 2 missed calls. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on, y'all. I had 2 missed calls. That might be old. Hold on. Okay. Because I am live, so I might not get the alert. They can wait. But yeah, it's warming up, so I won't be able to stay out here much longer because it is warming up. But this is what I do as part of my me time and to chill myself out. I like to sit out here and watch the birds and look at the. I have a couple of rose bushes that we put in during COVID. And let me see, can I show y'all? Hold on. Let me see. Can I show y'all my rose bushes right quick? They are so pretty. Let me see. You can see those three. So we put those in during COVID, and these over here. Let me see. Can I show you this? See that little baby one? He never did nothing. I don't know why. He never did anything. But I'll sit here and just look at these three big ones and just marvel at them. And my mother also just loved them. She remembered when we went to buy them. And now for her, if she could see them now, it would be just truly amazing. Because they are so pretty. I don't know how long they'll last, but I just like looking at them. And they've grown. So anyway, that's what I do to relax myself. So find something to relax you. It gives you time to actually think. Also, um, it just gives you time to think. Oh, now that's the part I don't like is bugs. To get a fresh thought. You know, sometimes you got so much going on in your mind you can't process without a clear head. You like, because I know for me, because I am a just a creator naturally when it comes to business stuff, my mind is always clicking. And I'm like, we should do this, we should do this. And Jeff is like, chill, you know. And I'm like, no, 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 no. So when I come out here and I'm able just to sit, and I might be still listening to a business podcast because that's just what I do. That brings me joy, you know. Everybody got their thing. For somebody else, it might be listening to the birds. For somebody else, it might be bird watching. I met somebody during last few months that watch birds. It's a thing, and you probably already know this, but it's a whole app out there, and they follow where the birds make these noises, and they go to the park, and people are telling where the last sighting of the bird was. It was pretty interesting. So this friend of mine was trying to find a hobby for her husband, and that's what they end up doing, bird watching. They got cameras together, they go take pictures, and they got this app, and they follow bird sound. So all of that though is still related to you being able to thrive in your business, because again, with a free clear mind space, it's a lot you can do, right? Hey, Katrina, one of my childhood BFFs. What's up? What's up? Hey, girl. How are you? Hey, Miss Liz. How are you? Robin says they're beautiful. Yeah, thank you, Robin. We're in Gwinnett. They are pretty big. Girl, yes, T Fighter. I love them. They are so beautiful. Now, I got 3 dead bushes over here. We were talking about that the other day. Do we want to just try to pull them up? And I'm kind of like, what will we put there? Do we want to put more bushes? And they're not bad, but the inside is gone. They're gone. They're gone. They've been gone for a few years, but it's not so bad where it don't look nice in front of the house. It's fine. So, and I don't have a green thumb. We just put stuff out that can come back on its own, that don't need any nurturing. Now Jeff will cut those down, and he did last year, and they came back even bigger. We have some plants out here that we call the twins. It was two myrtle crepes. See, I learned all this during COVID. I had nothing else to do, and I fell in love with the myrtle crepe. If you know, you know it. So they call her King of the South. I mean, Queen of the South. Queen of the South. Myrtle crepe. So I bought two. Never did nothing. They didn't do anything. My neighbors always did well, and another neighbor of mine had 6 of them. They cut all of them down, but our two never did anything. So we took them up from where they were planted and we combined them into one, and we call them the twins. And they're actually growing now. The twins are actually growing. So sometimes we'll look out there and say, hey, how the twins doing? Rhonda says she got family in Columbus and Macon. Yeah, that's about 2 hours from me. Yeah, that's like 2 hours. So what else? Anything else notary related? Because I know we've been talking about everything today, and it's all good. Sometimes you need to just chit chat, right? And again, everything is not business. You got it personal. If you don't put the personal in there, to me, you have no business. So sometimes I got to know where you came from so I can know where you're going to. And that's, you need to know that for yourself. You know, if you're going through something, you can't focus on no business. You worried about, you just lost your husband. I've been ill. I lost my dad. I lost my mom. Forget that business. But we can't, of course, we know that because bills still got to be paid. Like I was saying earlier, the light and gas company, they don't care what losses we've experienced. They don't care what the economy is. They still want their money. So it's so hard. That's why I pray. My major prayer for people when they go through something is that they have just a little time to try to, get themselves together, to try to, because it's hard. You still got to work and got your kids, you got your grandkids, you still, your own mental space. You're like, how do I process this? Where do I start? It's so funny when I lost my sister, because she was the first loss I had experienced. I had lost a brother when I was in my teenage years, and that was already traumatic enough. But with my sister, it was interesting because we had been Operation Help Her, and the day after everything happened and we actually had lost her, I said, oh, I talked to my cousin. I said, I don't have anything to do because I was in Operation Cat Mode. Her name was Kathy. And I was Operation Cat Mode helping my sister. And next day I was like, okay, what do I do? I don't have anything. I don't have anyone to call. I don't have any doctor to talk to or anything to plan or anything like that or whatever. So it's kind of like, okay, now what? So you got to even deal with those kind of emotions. You've been helping this family member or whatever if they had an illness, and now they don't. Went through that with my dad too. It was a little different with my dad because after I didn't have my dad, I still had my mom. And with my mom, she ended up moving with me and my sister, part time here, part time there, and more with my sister. And that's when I picked up my notary business because that was right smack dab in COVID. I lost my dad in March, and then COVID was in full bloom, right? So we were on lockdown. I ain't had nothing else to do anyway, so I started deep diving YouTube, deep diving, and finding all I could because I couldn't find anybody that would talk about the notary space. I'm like, nobody would tell me, you know, um, nobody. I couldn't find anybody to explain how do you become a notary signing agent in Georgia. My state handbook says that I can't be a notary signing agent, but I see it all on YouTube. So something's not going together. What am I missing? What is the missing piece to this puzzle, right? And I cracked the code. I said, you know what, I'm gonna figure it out. So I watched YouTube and watched YouTube. I got my I took a minute for me to do my notary signing agent test because again in my handbook it says you cannot be a notary signing agent. Well, what I realized was that meant I cannot hold the title in Georgia, but that don't mean I can't do the work. Okay, some of the work, and that's what I learned. So I am a notary signing agent, even though Georgia don't recognize the title. In the state of Georgia, I am a notary signing agent based on the work that I can perform. Okay, because the handbook says that you can do deeds. Well, you got to understand what that truly means. So either you can do it or you can't, right? But the handbook says you can, but you got to know how to interpret and how to understand the law. And it's kind of tricky. It's almost like they don't want you to know. It's almost like they don't want you to know. My sister trying to call me. I have to call her back. I'm gonna wrap up here. Let me get these last few comments. Is Karen on here? Because I see Trina saying, hey to Karen. Hold on, let me see. Let me get these last few comments so I can call her back. Thank you for your time. Yes, guys. So it has been my pleasure. I'm gonna go ahead and go so I can call her back because she's at lunch. But anyway, as always, all things notary, notaryeducatorsllc.com. I didn't get a chance to talk about the mentorship program, but check it out again, notaryeducatorsllc.com. The mentorship program description is very clear. What you see is what you get. So I'm sure you will enjoy it. And as always, I thank you guys for hanging out with me. And again, many prayers to all of you in whatever situation you may be going through, okay? We are here and praying for you. All right, until later, guys. Bye.